Sitting on a park bench one day, oh, you came down and sat next to me. You had my heart fluttering, baby, like a pair of butterfly's wings. We seemed to talk for hours about everything we knew. And when you went away, baby, oh, right then I knew that there's only one woman for me. You show me things I never seen. Oh, baby, you drive me crazy. And there's only one woman for me. It's been 2 years, baby. Oh, you're sitting there. See the love in your eyes, wind blowing through your hair. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, the love we shared. And I knew in my heart, baby, none would ever compare. And there's only one woman for me. You show me things I never seen. Oh, baby, you drive me crazy. And there's only one woman for me. We talked for hours, made love on the beach. You are my dream, my only fantasy. Then one summer day, my darling, you went away. You flew up to heaven, you see, got your own pair of wings. Though it broke my heart, I'll remember everything you taught. There never will be another woman that could mend this heart. And there's only one woman for me. You show me things I never seen. Oh, baby, you drive me crazy. And there's only one woman for me. You show me things I never seen. Oh, baby, you drive me crazy. And there's only one woman for me. There's only one woman for me. There's only one woman for me. There's only one woman for me.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
May I? Why are we looking a little dark today?
Because you turn on all the lights.
Why are we looking dark if all the lights are on?
Because too many lights.
Then I'll try that one, Mayor, over there on the left.
That one right there. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe.
On a beautiful Friday.
Friday, you see that?
I like that. Actually, I'm wearing the same outfit. That's kind of cool.
That's my work of art. Holy
Friday
smokes.
for you.
There you go.
I know, right? I'm
where'd
like wearing
everybody
the
go?
same outfit.
Are you leaving?
Maybe.
Will we see you again? Okay.
Have a wonderful trip home. Enjoy. And we'll miss you. I know. She like doesn't want to leave. She's like, oh,
You
I
should
gotta
stay.
go.
Call them and tell them you're not going. Tell them you're not going.
The airline is calling. We'll see
She's
what's
funny.
happening with that. Happy
Listen,
Friday to you.
Happy Friday. How'd you like that open?
You know, nothing like great music again. We've got a good friend, Cece Clevenger, in the house. Only one woman for me. He's got 4 songs to do for us today, which is pretty exciting.
That's good stuff. You opened up with a bang, as they say.
He makes it.
As I said, a bang.
I'm kind of wondering who's even back there because we are on a kind of a small crew here
Probably
today.
Bailey. Bailey, is that you? Yeah. Yeah, I know. You okay? Okay.
How you doing? Nice morning we had here. Eileen had a great show. It all starts with you. Some nice
You had
phone
me on the
calls.
phone all morning,
I know.
and then you leave. You ever have a business partner, you start a phone call,
I know.
and she says, and I come in, and she says,
I close-
"Phew," and she leaves.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even know who I'm talking to.
I know. There were I was 2 phone calls later. I know, because then I had to check on the commercials. It was like, and I said, "You want to take?" I know. Sorry.
So she said it's about a place that we went and did a show.
Have a great trip.
What was the name of the guy
It was
from
My
the UK?
Delicious Deli.
My Delicious Deli. And she's describing My Delicious Deli, and apparently they got a new buyer, a new owner, and they opened up a new show, and the guy wants to do some business. I
So
said,
this
okay.
will be our 3rd go around in that restaurant doing
I
business.
think we should buy it. Paul, you got any money? Let's do it. You got money?
Before it was My Delicious Deli,
You don't want to own the restaurant.
Oh yeah, that's what everybody
I'll
says.
tell you.
But
and then after
know.
My Delicious Deli, it was bought out by somebody else, and
But we
worked
did
with them
shows
also.
at My Delicious Deli.
And we worked with both of them, and now here's the 3rd time.
We ran a 100-foot cable at My Delicious Deli, and we had to tape it up. It was the first time that we had tried this new deal that we're putting together. And Paul, I'm gonna tell you, I owned a restaurant called Azul, which was a French restaurant. I don't speak French, maybe French fries. The work involved is never ending. I used to go home at 4 o'clock in the morning. I had to be there at 6 in the morning for deliveries. It was crazy.
I think this restaurant's called Skittles. Skillets?
Skillets.
Skillets.
Not
Ever heard of
Skittles.
it?
Where is it?
Palmetto Park and Powerline Road. It used to be Khakis.
Oh yeah, I know where it is. Okay.
If you know
Live around the
Khakis.
corner.
Yep, exactly. It was right on that corner. And we did work with a couple restaurants in that place already.
Now they did something smart that none of the other restaurants did. They closed at 2:30. At 2:30 they closed. Now why is that special? Because the other restaurants were open till 9 o'clock at night, and they died from 2 to 9. And maybe you got a couple of people, but you're not gonna go to a deli, or maybe you will, to have dinner.
People do.
Early birds. I mean, right? I mean, that's
Oh, we're
like
back to
the
that
early
again.
birds.
I think part of the problem is the price of food. Yeah, this one eats early. We're eating lunch here at 4 o'clock. I don't know how you could eat dinner right after we eat lunch here.
I'm gonna tell you something. There's a lady
It's
that
cheap
I
right
met
now.
at Caregiver Solution Info, and she's in Tampa, and I would love to bring her down here. I found out what's wrong with my body.
You eat too late.
Do you know what happens at 6 o'clock to the human body? A trigger goes off.
Is that a Freddy trigger or is
No,
anybody
this is
trigger?
everybody.
Oh.
And she was explaining to me that we begin to go into deposit mode. Means that you got to get the toxins out of your body. And she says, Freddie, if you drink a lot of water, you're going to go to the bathroom in the whole night. Don't eat from 6 o'clock on. My mother taught me that. She said, if you're a diabetic, don't eat. I mean, I'm talking about me. Maybe not you, because you barely eat anything. And she was telling me, when you eat at 8, 9 o'clock, you are destroying your biological clock.
It's true. All kidding aside, when we eat lunch, which is ridiculous for lunchtime, that should really be dinner.
That should be it.
That should be the end of what we eat, because we eat so late lunch here. That should really be it. And then you should have water for the rest of the night. And then you go on that 12 to 14 hour fast. It really should be by like 4 or 5 o'clock. But that's just lunch, and then we eat dinner so late.
Now, early bird, there's nothing wrong with early bird. You take out that little AARP card, and you save 15%.
Sally, you have an AARP card?
I do. Yeah, now you know my age.
No,
Well,
you
anyone
can have
can.
No, it's 50, 55. I mean,
21.
not, yeah.
The court said you cannot discriminate on you. 21-year-olds qualify for AARP.
Oh, they do?
Really?
Oh, okay.
So
I
you're
knew
22.
that.
It's
Yeah.
non-age
No,
discrimination, right?
23.
23.
I have to admit that.
But there's a restaurant that I know that I go to. It's well known in Boca. I'll leave it alone. And when they see me, they call me Mr. A. Because I whip that bad boy out. And 15% is 15%. Listen,
Absolutely.
why not?
So we'll see. Maybe we'll be working with that restaurant.
Always makes fun of me
I
about
know.
early bird.
But I got to tell you, based
Dawn
on
would
what I
not
spend,
eat an early bird. Would you go to a restaurant with me at early bird?
it would be lunch, dinner.
No, it's 4 o'clock,
Dinner.
5
I have a
o'clock.
question. Is early bird only here in Florida? Because I'm from England originally, or is it everywhere they have an early bird?
I don't know, Paul.
I don't know. I mean, you just know about it here.
I
don't know
never
New
heard about
Jersey.
it in
I don't
New
remember
York.
Jersey.
Cece, do we have it in Nashville, early bird?
Well, Nashville's eating all the time, so I mean,
That's
it,
true.
it all
There's always
depends on
food.
the
Well, I guess
demographic
Florida
of
got
people.
it
So
right.
I think so.
The early bird
Early
special.
bird, they give you a special. Number one, you get a seat. There's certain restaurants
You get
after
what?
6 o'clock you can't get a seat.
Oh,
Oh, right.
Early bird gives you a seat. They give you smaller portions, but it's cheaper. And when you whip out that AARP and they see you, they didn't see that coming.
the smaller portions are okay because you don't need those large portions.
How much money when you and Chuck go to dinner do you spend? Check this out.
Oh, you heard me say that last night.
I didn't hear nothing. Tell me. I want to hear now.
If we go out for dinner, it's
Yeah.
probably about $120.
120. I
Right?
will refuse.
Absolutely.
If you
to
go
pay
out
it.
with, yeah,
Yeah.
No.
$50 a person.
How much?
$50 a person easy.
plus the tip, right? Yeah, it includes the
How much
tip.
you drinking too? I mean, you know.
Exactly.
Drinking too.
Yeah. Right? So I get a martini, he gets a beer, our friends, the same thing. You're looking at, yep.
You get a martini. You drink martinis?
Yes,
Really?
yes.
I
But
bring.
no vermouth, just the vodka.
That's just
Exactly.
vodka.
I do
It's pretty much just vodka and a
exactly
cucumber.
the same with vodka, nothing else.
I'll
with
have a
it.
martini, hold the vermouth.
Yeah, I
Muddled
do the
cucumber.
same.
We're out of cucumber. Okay, then just bring me the vodka. I'm good with that too.
I thought you would just drink water.
Why?
Because when I go to dinner, I like to drink water.
I have that too.
I don't drink enough water, but you have that big bottle or canister, whatever.
I do that on
So I
purpose,
bring
yeah.
a little Propel powder with a lemon. It's the best deal in the world. Don't laugh. Why are you laughing? Do you know how much your liquor and drink bill is on your bill?
Yes.
It's about 35%.
Yes.
I was an
some nights-
actuary.
There's sometimes I'll go out with our friends and I'll share with my girlfriend, right? We'll
Your
share
martini?
a meal. No. We'll share a meal and the bill is still upwards of what it is. And you think, why?
So
And
where
you
do
look-
you go? You go to these $50, $40 a plate places?
I don't even go to I don't think they're considered expensive restaurants. They're just, when we take the kids out for dinner, when we even order in just for the three of us, it's like $80 just to bring
What the
food
hell
into
do
the
you people
house.
eat? What do you eat?
Everyone's shaking their head, yeah. 3 meals, I mean, sushi or anything,
Oh, sushi.
hamburgers and
Publix
stuff.
and put it on your
Even
plate.
if I order from like a hamburger place, it's like $65.
You go to Limburgers, how much you gonna spend?
I don't know.
$18 a burger. 18 now.
A
used to be
burger,
50.
right?
Yeah.
So times 3, plus french fries and tip, you're looking at $65, $70
Plus
for
a
dinner.
couple beers. You got to have beers with burgers.
Couple of beers.
With
I
burgers.
see.
Beers and burgers. See?
No?
All right. So what do you do when you go out with friends ask you to go, let's go have dinner? Now I'm used to $20 is my meal, my drink, and everything. That's just me. You know, because I don't feel like paying upwards to $80. Linda ever took me to a place and I paid $80. I tell her, are you insane?
Yeah, we
Because
were
we
talking
eat out
about
every
that.
night. I can't afford that.
No, that's why we don't eat out every night. It's crazy, I know. I don't know how these kids afford food.
I don't either. And they have it delivered. You guys are nuts.
yeah, we don't afford it. We just have to survive.
Right, all the food deliveries that come in here on a busy day, and I know what it costs when you and I deliver food in here, and we looking like that's crazy.
And I say that, stop delivery. The delivery is more than the food.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's craziness.
But do your AARP and we're good to go. I smell food now, but I think they got it from next
So
door.
you just show them the card and they
Yes.
give you a discount? Okay, that's good.
How
Certain
does Sally
places,
get a
yeah.
card?
No, I
She
have
has a
one
card.
actually, but I've never used it.
Use your mic.
And Sally, what you do is you tell them, here is my gold card. You make fun of it. Here's my gold card.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Either they take it or they don't. Not everybody takes it.
Okay,
I can tell you the places that do if you want to know.
okay.
Maybe we
All
should
right.
put a list together.
and sell a hot list, right? Hot list, hot list.
You want to go to commercial break? When we come back, more with Cece. Cece, you want to take us out to break?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we'll have Cece, the music of Cece Clevenger, take us out to break. Let's see what's going on with his tour. We're going to talk to our new show host, Sally Bernard, new show called Call Me Zena, talking about the spiritual journey and those on the other side. So any questions that you have, anyone you might like to contact from the other side or any questions, write in, call us. And of course, Paul Solomon of Luhu Advisors. Let us help you. And I got to tell you, this man, he knows what he's
We'll
doing.
take questions and that as well. We got the phone lines open. What's the number?
888-994-4995, Studio A. Happy
A, not
Friday,
B.
everyone.
A, Studio A. See my fingers?
Stay
A.
tuned. The music of Cece Clevenger. You ready?
We ready on both ends?
And we'll be right back.
Well, I seen you on the dance floor doing your thing, looking so good you make the bell ting-a-ling in my heart. Looking so fine, then you come real close, make me wanna pray to the heavenly host. You're so fine, baby. Won't you come and talk with me for a while? Honey, when you smile, it really drives me wild. Girl, I got to have you, got to make you mine. Girl, I'm gonna love you to the end of time. So let's find that southern preacher. Baby, it can't get no sweeter. Standing there looking into your eyes makes my little light shine. Baby, won't you come and talk with me for a while? Honey, when you smile, it really drives me wild. Girl, I got to have you, got to make you mine. Girl, I'm gonna love you to the end of time. Baby, won't you come and talk with me for a while? Honey, when you smile, it really drives me wild. Girl, I got to have you, got to make you mine. Girl, I'm gonna love you to the end of time. Baby, won't you come and talk with me for a while? Honey, when you smile, it really drives me wild. Girl, I got to have you, got to make you mine. Girl, I'm gonna love you to the end of
Planning for the future should not be painful and needs to be discussed. From health, family, finances, allow qualified professionals to aid in your planning. Luhu Advisors have been serving South Florida for over 30 years. A licensed real estate broker, insurance agent, assisted living administrator, and certified senior advisor, Paul Solomon is the most qualified and well-rounded advisor for any task. Specializing in real estate, long-term care, life insurance and annuities, Social Security, government benefits, and senior housing, Luhu Advisors. Let us help you. Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
Hi, I'm Dawn Clifford, owner and founder of Clifford Insurance Advisors. Established in November of 1999, we focus on mainly health, life, disability, Medicare, and long-term care insurance. Specifically for people aging into Medicare or the self-employed or even employee benefits for small business owners. We can be reached by phone number at 561-880-0391 or by email info@cliffordinsuranceadvisors.com. Visit our website at www.cliffordinsuranceadvisors.com and even visit Facebook, Clifford Insurance Advisors.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Welcome to Movies of Delray, a family-run movie theater that has been serving the Delray and Boca community for over 30 years. Open Wednesday through Sunday, Movies of Delray offers great admission prices, low concession prices, and quality customer service. Movies of Delray provides the quality of the big box theaters without the price tag. Movies of Delray provides new Hollywood content as well as new indie and independent movies. It truly is a hidden gem. Whether you're hosting a private event, party, or fundraiser, or are looking for your next date night activity, Movies of Delray is the perfect choice. Come on down to Movies of Delray, located at 7421 West Atlantic Ave in Delray Beach, or visit us online at moviesofdelray.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
I gotta tell you, I gotta hand it to your guys.
Right.
Think look at our crew tonight. Baxton came in as a second base hit, second half to take care of us because Katie
Second
left.
base hit.
What's it called? Like the second half type of
Second
thing.
half, second base hit.
You know?
They used to shoot a free throw.
Isn't the thing where you come in and like you just like bring it home?
Bring it home, second base hit.
Like a pinch hitter? I mean, what do
That,
you...
thank you. Pitch hitter sounds like.
He looked more like the DH.
I don't know, but he came in. So thank you, Baxton, for coming in to help us out. Our girls they're either moving, they're off, they're back in school, they're wherever they all
Oh,
are.
that's right. Everybody in here today is a guy.
Yeah?
There's not one girl left.
No?
And guys to the rescue. Oh,
That's
no, we
okay.
got Bailey. You got
Oh, that's
one
true. We
girl.
got Bailey here. We got Bailey
Braxton, are you getting your master's classes?
Yeah.
Everything good?
Starts Monday.
He's
starts
getting
Monday.
his master's degree at Lynn University.
here. All right, let's head this over to Luhu. Paul Solomon, Luhu Senior Advisors. Let us help you. And, you know, with Paul always comes with an army of angels around him. I got to tell you, this man, he walks into a room, Sally, and you see what happens.
Okay.
He impacts everybody's life. And I have to thank you personally because now you have at least ignited the conversation in my household. On what
Is that
they're,
what you did?
yes. And the
I
nice thing
do that.
is,
It happens every once in a
The
while.
stress
Yeah.
has been a whole lot less. Thank you very much, if
He's-
you know what I mean.
well, no, I'm not part of the conversation.
Yeah, but it affects you.
No, not at all.
Of
trust
course
me.
it does.
Of
Of course
course
it
it-
affects you.
Thank
No,
you.
you know what I
Thank
say? I'm
you.
like, I said this 27 years ago. I said this 30 years ago. You
Night
see,
and day.
Me?
I was wondering what happened. She don't tell me this.
You're welcome, Freddie.
That I appreciate you. Omar salami.
See?
The
Unbelievable.
conversation of what to do, and Paul has as a team, and they're talking about what to do with my father-in-law's money versus how to keep my mother-in-law where she needs to be, and we're seeing things change in their health. And Paul's like, listen, I got an attorney, and you talk about the paperwork, but the attorney you sent them to, apparently such a nice guy.
So, Greg Ritter is the attorney that I work with, who was my camp counselor 43 years ago.
Where'd you go to camp?
Upstate Pennsylvania in
my
Honesdale,
gosh.
Pennsylvania. Camp Tawanda for people, and a lot of people in South Florida know it. There's a plane, I don't know if the whole plane, but a good part of the plane flies up from Florida to go
Wow.
to Camp Tawanda. So it's the camp friendships that last forever. I think they last more than any other friendship that you have. So Greg's a great guy. We work well together. And like your family situation, it's not so much that I could always help people from the get-go, but at least I know where to send them to get the ball rolling and to get the legal work at least in place. Because that is the most important thing. Before you even come to me, I want to make sure the legal documents are done correctly so that you don't have any problems when somebody becomes incompetent or can't make those decisions.
But the conversations, you're not like a quick, go to Publix, buy some apples, and you go home. Let's have the conversation. Let's talk to mom and dad. Now we have to talk to the siblings, and then the sibling has this question and that question, coordinating schedules.
I'm glad you brought that up because I got somebody that wrote in to me and they wanted me to ask you, I don't know why they don't ask you themselves, but who is the appropriate person to make decisions about their parents' care when there's like 3 or 4 siblings, like brothers and sisters? Is it supposed to be the senior brother or sister, or does it matter?
That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I mean, usually it's the person that's most local, because if something happens emergency-wise, you want that person to be able to make either the decision or be there at least bedside, hospitals, wherever it might be, as quickly as possible. So my family made the mistake years ago, before I was even doing this, where there's 3 of us, my brother and my sister and myself, and my mom had all 3 of us listed. And that means all 3 of us had to make that decision. So if it was a doctor, a hospital, whatever, the 3 of us had to make that decision. And I said, wait, that can't be. I'm here. Make me. And then my mom was worried. Well, they're going to think, that you're special, or you're the one that's, can make those decisions before everybody else. And no, I'll talk to everybody else, but at least I'm here. Let me make the initial conversation with the doctor or hospital going, and then I'll speak to everybody else.
But it
So-
shouldn't discourage the conversation, and Iris from Wellington is the one that sent me this.
Right.
It shouldn't discourage the conversation. You'll talk to everybody, correct? And then you're going to find out more or less who mom or dad is going to be closest to. Is that like a thing?
Yeah, I mean, I helped make that decision. It just happened this past week where the mother didn't have power of attorney. Mother, 85 years old. The son's 50-something, and they said, Mom won't sign anything. We've talked to mom about getting a power of attorney. She doesn't want to sign anything. I said, listen, let the attorney draw up the papers. I'll come in. I'm a notary, so I'll come in and get the papers signed. I said, but watch, I'll be there. She'll sign them. And I walked into the house. The mother wouldn't shake my hand. The mother had her arms folded, was listening. And then within 15 or 20 minutes, I got her to understand how important it was to have her son, who was helping her already and making legal decisions for her already, but finally getting it in writing so that when the time came where she couldn't make those decisions, at least they had it in writing. So yes, it's hard to choose between 2 or 3 children that you might have. Just pick the one, or 2 that live close by, if there is one. That's the easiest way to start.
I would just call Paul, have a conversation, and then decide what's the best plan of action. Because, I look at what you're going through over there, because he has brothers, he has a sister or something.
His brother and sister, right? So then they talk about, well, you can keep this sibling on the deed, but then when things are sold and there's assets, now that one sibling takes all the financial, I don't want to say burden, but all that income now comes to them potentially. Now,
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Right.
Yeah,
So what does that tax ramification look like? As it trickles down, you take it away from mom and dad and you give it to, say, Paul, right? But not his sister. So now Paul's income is going to increase. Now Paul has to pay
Make
more
adjustments,
taxes,
yeah.
make adjustments, change your financial
Yeah.
plan, and explain that to your siblings. So this is a trickle-down effect that affects the entire family.
And then college planning too. So let's say us baby boomers, I'll throw myself in there,
Right.
that are going through college planning, let's say that still have kids in college. Well, you can't just have all this extra income or assets dumped onto them because they won't qualify
For
for
aid.
financial aid.
Jeez.
So that just happened to a client of mine say, no, I can't take the money. I said, okay, we have to go to plan B. I'm not sure what plan B is yet. We have
It
to
has to
talk
be
some more.
created.
Right. I mean, we have to be creative to do it, but it wasn't a simple, hey, let me give you the money. And they're like, no, I can't take money or income. I said, all right, we have to figure this out. So whether it's setting up a special trust, whatever it might be, you got to bring the attorney in to make those decisions. But it can be done. We just have to be more creative. That's all.
So it was interesting to see the family dynamics. With this attorney you have, apparently he said, what's your fee scale? Chuck's like, what's your fee scale? He said, I don't even want to give you my fee scale yet until I know what you need. Because to send you, I'm this per hour and I'm that, I may be an hour, I may be a half hour, I may not be the right person for you.
Yeah.
Which was really a nice, honest conversation to say, let me have this free consultation. He said it was a long conversation. Talk to your siblings and talk to your mom, and then let's see what's the right plan for you. So your people
And
are
he'll
great.
be fair, and I know he'll be fair. I mean, just for an example, I have a client that I'm waiting to speak to today. He was quoted like $16,000 to $18,000 from an attorney to do what I can do with my attorney, and it'll be half, if not even less than half. Now, there's no reason to be charging $16,000 to $18,000. I kind of know what he needs. And I know that I'm going to the same attorney that I sent your family to. There's no way we would ever charge that. He would be embarrassed to charge that money.
It's amazing. And Sally's looking, she's wondering what we're talking about.
Yes, you saw that on my face.
I see that
right?
on your face, and I
Yes.
think this is a perfect conversation. I'm glad you're here. So I'm going to let Paul explain what he does.
Okay, I was actually going to ask you, so you read my mind, but not on the show. I was going to ask afterwards, so here we go.
So I'm a certified senior advisor, and I
Okay.
help families protect their assets when long-term care starts becoming an issue.
Okay.
And a lot of seniors are going through that, and they're spending a lot of money for care. So it gets very expensive as we get older and sicker.
Right.
So there's ways, especially in the state of Florida, to protect your assets and get Medicaid to help pay for benefits.
Okay.
So it's VA and/or Medicaid benefits.
Okay.
And there's a lot of rules are involved. So I'm not an attorney, work with an attorney. I'm a licensed real estate broker. I'm a licensed insurance agent. And I have other people like an attorney, like a certified placement person to help you find the right assisted living or nursing home.
Okay.
And so I work with different groups of people, but I have that initial conversation with the family and say, okay, what's going on and what do you need?
Okay. Something really needed.
Everybody needs it.
Absolutely.
Now it's
Yeah,
a question of
yeah.
can you get the parents to talk about it?
Right.
That's the hurdle that we
Right,
have to always get
right,
over.
Right. And I know your father's with you, right?
Yes.
As you walked in,
Yes.
I got his name. I said, your father's with you.
Yeah,
Hey,
crazy.
Hey.
It really is
So
crazy.
here he
Yeah,
is.
yeah. And it's
Okay.
because of him, actually, that, because of my parents, I got into this.
Amazing. So the validation was incredible the moment we met,
Yeah.
right, with this, yes.
Yeah.
And Paul, now that insurance interest rates are higher, everything's higher, housing sales are coming down, is that changing the reverse mortgage situation?
It is changing it because now where way the interest rates are working, you really have to. What I used to say, and I'm going through somebody right now that's it's a HECM loan for purchase, so they're buying a home. And in the past, when interest rates were lower and the prices were higher, you would only have to put down half to then get half from the bank to then do your reverse, to buy the house with that reverse mortgage. Now they're looking for more money down. So instead of 50%, you have to put 55% down. So things are changing slowly, the dynamics within the programs that are there, whether it's straight mortgages or whether it's going to be for the HECMs or reverse mortgages.
Is that changing what you're doing, or you're still able to work within the scope?
No, I'm still working with it. People still see the advantages and
Sure.
benefits that they're getting. So, like this person, he has nobody to leave his property to. He doesn't have any kids that he wants to leave it to. He doesn't really have any heirs.
You want property?
He wants to keep as much money in his pocket as possible. So he doesn't really care what the cost is buying this house with a HECM loan for purchase. The expenses are expensive, but again, he'll be gone. And his heirs, whoever he might leave the house to, will then still get some equity, whatever's left in the house. So he doesn't really care about the interest rate. His interest rate's somewhere between 5.5 to 5.75, which is what the going rates are. And the upfront costs are zero for him. They're all built into the loan. So he doesn't really care. He's happy. Now he's buying a house for $450,000, putting 2.25% down, and never making a mortgage payment.
Nice.
That's a nice deal.
Yeah.
Now, I got a friend of mine who went to a different part of the country to pick up his mom to bring her to live in Florida.
Right.
So he sent me a question. He should have probably sat down with you before he left. But his question is kind of dynamic. He's asking actually two types of question. Number one, who monitors, like if you get into a plan with him, and who monitors it to see if that plan is actually working?
So plan meaning, are we doing Medicaid planning? Are we doing financial planning?
Financial planning.
Yeah, well,
That's what I think. He wants to know, does he have to monitor it or do you monitor it?
no, I mean, I usually set the plan up, move whatever needs to be moved around, and if it's even going for Medicaid benefits, because that's kind of what I can envision the next question, but once they're here and we get the benefits, then I walk away. Now, that doesn't mean that he can't call me a year or two down the road and ask me, hey, this is what's going on, what do I need to do now? I get those questions 2,
But this
3,
is a
5 years
great
later.
lead-in because he wants to know, do you reevaluate the plan every year? Which is, well, you know what it is? When you are forced to make a decision, like he's going to go get mom because
Right.
apparently that state is a different number
Right.
in terms of services, and then they come back to this state. I guess he's a little bit worried that maybe he should have taken care of this a little sooner.
Yeah, but if he's bringing her here, then you're right. The rules are different in every state. And again, if it's leading towards long-term care needing,
Exactly.
right, it doesn't really matter how much planning he did before, because if you plan per that state, it's wrong for here.
Yes.
So bring her here. Once she's here, she's now a resident of the state of Florida. Now we deal with Florida.
How long does it take you to become a resident?
I've had family members flown in and put into an assisted living or nursing home. That's their resident. I file. They don't have to wait 6 months. They don't have to wait a year. I can get them benefits in 30,
Wow, I didn't
60,
know
90
that.
days.
Did you know that?
Only from Paul. He is able to create magic and do some great things to give people financial benefits.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many people that are bringing mom and dad with them. You know, the migration to Florida has been, just look at the traffic. I've never seen anything like this. It takes me an hour to get here, where it used to take me 10 minutes. And a lot of people are bringing their parents with them.
Mm-hmm.
And they sort of, now that they're sitting down and they look around, they have these questions. And this happens to be one guy.
Yep.
He's in Utah, and I got to call him tonight. And it's funny because I know that he's watching the show. Now, a lot of people are afraid to call in because some of these people are well known that I know, and
Right.
they don't want to, but they'll call you separately. So why don't you give out your phone number?
Yep, it's 954-540-6609, or you can email me at paulsolomonpa@gmail.com, or go onto my website, luhuadvisors.com, and you can drop me a note through there too.
It's interesting to see the change in conversations because my parents who are still in the house that I grew up in, which is a big house.
Your parents should talk to Paul.
Well, this is what I'm thinking. They actually said they bought their house, they paid off their mortgage in January. They decided they were going to age in place. The house is too big for them to age in place. To walk from the garage to the kitchen is a 5,000 square foot house. It's kind of crazy. My mom says, well, I'm thinking of moving to a smaller house. I said, well, maybe would you consider moving to an independent living? So when you go to dinner, your friends will be there. You'll meet people. You may not like them all, but you'll have activities. So even though finances aren't an issue, thankfully, she says, we can't afford that to live even independent.
But you can do reverse mortgage. I do a reverse mortgage. Do I have to live in the dwelling or can I move out?
No, you gotta live there.
You got to live there.
Uh-huh.
A reverse mortgage might be a good
Or you
difference.
sell the house.
But they want to sell the house. I mean, so this is what my 3 o'clock appointment today. They're selling their house they've been in for a long time, and they want to move closer to their daughter in Boca. So we're looking for a villa,
Oh, maybe that
small
won't
villa.
be a good idea. No, I'm kidding.
Next door. There's a house next door. Mom, if
Maybe
you're
not,
watching.
Paul.
There is
Next
one down the
door.
street, by the way.
They're right next door.
But that's what they're doing. So they're scaling down. And then they really called me as a real estate agent, not really knowing what I do for my kind of whole package. And I sat there with them, and they were debating whether or not to use me or use another agent. And then I started talking to them, and they said, I bet you that this other girl doesn't know what you know. And I said, I'm not going to bet you because I know that she doesn't know what I know. And that's just me, just being in the field. I know what, I've owned my real estate offices. I know what the other agents know. And they hired me because now we're going to try and find a place. We're talking about long-term care insurance. So what real estate agents going in there as a licensed insurance agent, being able to talk to them more about their final plans, because they're in their 80s,
Yeah.
about what we can do with the house. And we're talking about buying the house with a reverse mortgage, of which the first thing they said, no. And I said, no, you really don't understand this. And then I started explaining it more, and they said, okay, you got to explain this to my kids. So that's the next conversation, is explaining to their children, who she tells me has plenty of money. So they're not leaving the house to their kids, as opposed to paying cash for it and then having no mortgage on it. They'll understand that there'll still be equity in the house, but mom and dad will now be able to keep more of their income in their pocket.
And you can still sell the house
You could sell a house at any time.
and keep the difference.
But
Absolutely.
what Paul knows is the in-between. You know, there's independent assisted, and then full care, like nursing home care. But somewhere in between, plus if someone's on claim, there's the nuances of massaging all of that to make it personalized for what each person needs, as opposed to calling your real estate agent and your insurance agent and someone who wrote your long-term care, which could be with a big company like your son, who does not know all the
Nuances.
exactly.
It doesn't matter who comes in. The
But
guy
Paul
could be
can
selling you the
quarterback
wrong.
this whole
The guy
situation.
could be selling you the wrong product depending on what you're looking at in your multiple. Because you don't do one deal. If you're doing one deal, you're probably doing it wrong.
See,
you
with
gotta
my
do
parent,
multiple
right?
things.
My parents, this is a layered approach. I'm sure with a
Right.
lot of your clients.
Yeah.
Sally, you have a question?
Well, no, I was actually referring to my.
Let's use your mic.
She's just done a
Sally.
reverse.
Talk it to
I'm
him.
sorry, I was referring. I always forget that. I apologize because it's usually the other one. She just did a reverse mortgage. However, she's feeling she's done the wrong thing. I have told her I don't believe that she has. I also had a real estate license, so I know a little bit about it.
Right.
But if she wanted to sell the house now, how she was asking me, and I didn't have the answer. She's able to do that, right?
Right. No,
Okay.
she's able to sell it at any time.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense to get into a reverse mortgage to then sell it 2, 3, 4 years at least down the road. I
Right,
mean, if you have
right.
to, you have to.
Yes, yes.
But that's kind of the break-even point, they say, even up to 5 years.
Okay.
To live there.
Okay,
Because of the
okay.
expense of it.
Right,
The upfront
yeah,
expense is
yeah.
expensive.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's something that usually you're living there almost till the end. Or
Okay.
until you can't physically live
Right,
there
right.
anymore. Then the house has to be sold.
Okay, so now I have some sort of an answer for her. Thank you.
Yeah, no,
Yes,
it's not a
yeah.
bad decision.
Yes,
It's
no,
really
okay,
not. And
thank
it's like
you.
having a line of credit
Right.
without having to go to the bank for them to check your credit,
Right.
your income.
Right.
And a lot of
It's the-
seniors can't qualify because their income, whether it's Social Security and maybe some pension,
Okay.
that's where the reverse mortgage comes in. All they care about is the house.
Right.
They want to make sure that the house appraises.
Yes.
And that you do have some income to cover the expenses,
Okay.
the basic
Yeah.
expenses.
Well, she was talking more to me that she's sorry she did it because she wanted to go into like a retirement home where there's more things going on. But,
Correct. I mean, that could have been a mistake for her.
but yeah, I think it was, but that's okay. But she's still okay.
But this is
right.
why Paul, what he does is a little bit different than just doing a reverse mortgage. There has to be a tendency of why you're doing it, where it's going to end up, what's your long game plan.
Right.
You know, it's not a one pop and you're gone. Because if you make a mistake in that philosophy, you may not be able to fix the other parts of what you need.
Right.
And
Yes.
if your health changes, nobody can guarantee you're going to be healthy tomorrow. You sort of have to take a lot of things into consideration.
And
Right.
here's the other
Yes,
side of it.
yes,
Sally's
yes.
getting married in December, so huge congratulations to you.
Thank
Yes,
you so
absolutely.
much.
But then you think you've got kids, and you've got grandchildren, and he probably has children and grandchildren, and now
does.
you're commingling all
We
of
have
this
a big
love
blended family.
and all of the other financial side of all
You
of
better
this.
make an
Right.
appointment over
You may want to talk to Paul.
I will.
It's an
It was already
interesting.
going on in my head.
If I met your friend, I would have probably talked her out of the reverse mortgage.
Right.
And I would have said, let's talk about independent living or
Yes.
assisted living, depending on her health.
Okay,
And said,
yeah.
let's look at that first
Yeah.
before you make the decision.
Well, it really wasn't. Her kids kind of got involved in it,
Right.
and then she just listened. But
Right.
never mind, she's done it.
Yeah.
We'll
It'll be
talk to
okay.
them too,
Yeah.
right?
So you know exactly what's going on, right? This is the demographic that we're looking at.
Right. Yes.
All right, Paul, give out your number again.
Yep, it's 954-540-6609, or go to luhuadvisors.com. And everything we talk about, I have videos on there too, and past shows that I've been on, where you can see and hear everything that we're talking about.
Fantastic. All right, let's take a commercial
Great.
break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Cece Clevenger, and we've got Sally Bernard joining us. We're going to talk to the other side, see what's happening with the tour. Stay tuned. Friday.
Friday.
We'll be right back. Friday night.
Amy Reshevsky can help you choose the right piece that will add some magic to your space. Amy Reshevsky has a wide range of art, from abstracts to mosaic tapestries, and she paints on different surfaces, such as reverse painting on glass, tables, wall hangings, and sculptures. Her work can be ordered online at amyreshevsky.com, or you can come in and see it in real time at the Brooklyn Cafe Art Gallery. She also does commission work, so if you have an idea in mind, she can make it a reality. She invites you to reach out to her at Facebook or at email at amyreshevsky@gmail.com. That's amyreshevsky@gmail.com. Have an artful day.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
Hey travelers, everybody wants cheap airfares, but where can you find them? You call Smart Fares. Our prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low they're not published anywhere. Smart Fares specializes in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rentals, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, Smart Fares can help you get there cheaply and with the best price guarantee. If you want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call us right now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these low rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the lowest rates available. So don't wait. Call Smart Fares right now for the best price guaranteed. Save up to 50% off business and first class. We've got great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 855-828-0198. That's 855-828-0198. 855-828-0198.
If your family is suffering from inflation and high costs caused by Lois Frankel's reckless policies, Republican Dan Franzese is clearly your best choice for Congress. Dan is a successful businessman who understands finance and economics. He's not a politician. Dan grew up blue collar and knows how tough inflation is on working families. Dan Franzese will go to Washington and fight the liberals who are killing us with inflation. Dan Franzese for Congress.
I'm Dan Franzese, and I approve this message.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Violent thunderstorms and hurricane-force winds left at least 8 people dead in France and Italy on Thursday.
The storm produced gusts of more than 136 miles per hour in some areas, the National Weather Agency Meteo France said. About 45,000 households were without power on Corsica. Dozens of people were injured and 12 were hospitalized in Corsica, one in critical condition, authorities said. Libby St. James reporting.
Turkey's president and the UN chief met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Thursday in a high-stakes bid to ratchet down a war raging for nearly 6 months.
The gathering, held far from the front lines in the western Ukrainian city of Lviv, near the Polish border, marked the first visit to Ukraine by Turkey's Recep Tayyip Erdogan since the outbreak of the war, and the second by UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres. Erdogan has positioned himself as a go-between in efforts to stop the fighting. Harry Michaels reporting.
Walmart, CVS, and Walgreens must pay a combined $650.6 million to 2 Ohio counties for damages related to the opioid crisis, a federal judge ruled this week.
U.S. District Judge Dan Aaron Polster ruled that over the next 15 years, approximately $306.2 million must be paid to Lake County and approximately $344.4 million must be paid to Trumbull County. All 3 companies were found liable for their role in the opioid epidemic in both Lake and Trumbull counties last November. Davis Richards reporting.
New coronavirus cases reported globally dropped nearly a quarter in the last week, while deaths fell 6%, but were still higher in parts of Asia.
The UN Health Agency said there were 5.4 million new COVID-19 cases reported last week, a decline of 24% from the previous week. Infections fell everywhere in the world, including by nearly 40% in Africa and Europe, and by a third in the Middle East. COVID deaths rose in the Western Pacific and Southeast Asia by 31% and 12% respectively, but fell or remained stable everywhere else. Roger Cantor reporting.
This is the latest news headlines. Abortions in North Carolina are no longer legal after 20 weeks of pregnancy, a federal judge ruled Wednesday, eroding protections in one of the South's few remaining safe havens for reproductive freedom. U.S. District Judge William Osteen reinstated an unenforced 20-week abortion ban, with exceptions for urgent medical emergencies, after he said the June U.S. Supreme Court decision overturning Roe v. Wade erased the legal foundation for his 2019 ruling that placed an injunction on the 1973 state law. The former chief financial officer of the Trump Organization pleaded guilty Thursday to a 15-year tax fraud scheme, but he did not enter into a cooperation agreement to aid New York prosecutors in their criminal investigation of the real estate company's finances, a person familiar with the matter said. Under the terms of the agreement, Weisselberg would receive a 5-month prison sentence, but would serve about 100 days behind bars, the person said. Weisselberg faced up to 15 years in prison. A spacewalk was cut short just a few hours into what was intended to be a nearly 7-hour spacewalk after a Russian cosmonaut was repeatedly ordered to drop what he was working on and return to the International Space Station's airlock because of an issue with his spacesuit. NASA officials said during a live stream that the cosmonaut was never in any danger. 2 former Pennsylvania judges who orchestrated a scheme to send children to for-profit jails in exchange for kickbacks were ordered to pay more than $200 million to hundreds of people they victimized in one of the worst judicial scandals in U.S. history. U.S. District Judge Christopher Connor awarded $106 million in compensatory damages and $100 million in punitive damages to nearly 300 people in a long-running civil lawsuit against the judges, writing the plaintiffs are the tragic human casualties of a scandal of epic proportions. And that's the latest news headlines. I'm Alan Edwards.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. When I look around, am I in the same place?
We're in the same place. We got to talk to Cece, who's been hanging out with us. See what he's got going. I got to bring Mayor out here to get a camera on him. But in the meantime,
Wax, put on camera 3 on him.
Oh, he's got a camera on him.
Hey.
Perfect.
There you go.
What's going on, Mr. Cece?
Oh, very excited. Colleen and I are going for the first part of the tour in Nashville on September 2nd. I'll be playing Labor Day at the Belmead Country Club in Nashville, Tennessee, which is a very big country club, U.S. Known wide. And we're headlining that day. So we're going to be doing a big show there at the country club.
Wow. Very exciting.
Yeah, very
Is that when your tour starts? You're going back out on tour?
September 2nd. We've already been a part of the tour. We've done 7 shows in 9 days, and then we came back, and now we're going back in September to Nashville. We come back here on September 8th at a winery in Miami. It's called Somerville Winery, and we're doing an acoustic show there, and then we go back out a couple shows in September, and then October, and then just keep on rolling along.
That's around the corner, September.
It's 2 weeks away. I'm excited and nervous at the same time.
Oh my gosh. So are you coming home in between, or you're just out?
No, we come home in between. Some of the first shows are just going out on a Friday, coming back Monday, and then going, doing that for a couple weeks at a time, and then during I guess December or January there might be a couple shows in a row where we need to stay out for a week or two.
Where is your first show going to be? Do you know?
First show is the Belmead Country Club in September 2nd.
And your second one?
Second one's the winery down here in Miami.
Where in Miami is it?
It's called Somerville Winery, and really don't know the address at this point.
I can't believe we got wineries in Miami.
I think that's Shepley.
No, this is called Somerville.
That's what they call it, I think.
Really? That's interesting.
I'll have to find it, yeah.
I think it's, and when you start your tour,
I'll look it up.
What's the first city you're going to be hitting?
Nashville.
And where are you going to be at?
The Belmead Country Club. It's
That's
actually
when
a
it starts.
private event. It's a Members Appreciation Day at the Belmead Country Club. So we're going to be doing that, and then coming back here for an acoustic show in Miami. And then we have a few more private events coming up, and we also have Key West getting ready to book us for a couple days down in Key West.
I'm looking for the winery to see where it is.
Yeah, it's called Somerville.
Now you already have your music. Don't break your phone. You already have your music all set for the tour, or have they?
They have a studio session band that's going to be touring with me. They've already got the set list. They have all my original music. They've already learned everything, and they're ready to go. They learned my songs within 2 days, and they said they're ready. All I got to do is show up and sing it.
That's amazing.
So yeah, it's wonderful how they can do that. But these guys do this all the time. They travel with anybody who is needing a band. They call them up. Hey, we need you guys for this date, and then they go with that person and then come back and do it again with somebody else. So
what's it feel like for it finally to be here, right around the corner?
Nervous. I'm very nervous because I've been every day. I'm bugging Colleen at home, blasting my set list, practicing while she's trying to work at home, and she's about as nervous as I am for me. So I'm excited. As soon as I get on the stage, nervousness will go away, and then it'll be a big party for me. So I'm ready to roll.
How long in time? Is it an hour, hour and a half? How long is the time?
I do a 90-minute show.
Hour and a half.
So I go straight through, no breaks, 90 minutes. And then there's a couple, like shirt changes because I'm going to be sweating to high heaven during the summertime. But there's going to be like a guitar solo. The guitar player is going to play a little bit so I can go back and change and come back out. And we have a big production. We put on a big show, and there's spots where I talk to the crowd, and there's spots where the drummer plays a little bit, and it's just a big old show. So we want to make sure the crowd gets what they paid for, and we want them to remember me so I can come back and do it again.
All right, so I have to ask Sally, what's the collective telling you about his tour?
Well, actually, I didn't want to interrupt.
But I'm watching your face, so I know you've got information.
I feel that you're absolutely on the right track.
Oh, thank you.
I have a lot of people are listening to your music, including me.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
I only heard a couple of songs, but they were absolutely beautiful. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I feel that you have a lot of people around you, and they're applauding.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So Somerville is 711 Northeast 125th Street in North Miami.
North Miami, okay. Not too far.
It's called, Sommelier Valley. Sommelier Valley. So I'll have to give you the information. You can look it up.
It's what is that? The 8th is a Thursday night?
It's a Wednesday or a Thursday night, yeah. They do unplugged sessions on Thursday nights at this winery.
And that's part of your tour?
Yeah, that's actually, I agreed to do an acoustic show down there for a part of it.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
You have another one for us?
Yeah, I'm going to do a couple more songs for you.
What else you got?
I've got the song that's on the radio right now. We're at 502,000 likes.
Oh, we got to do it.
Streams.
502, let's make it 562.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And then we're going to do my military song since it's Labor Day coming up.
Now, you have a very controversial song.
Yeah, we haven't played that one here yet.
Do you have the music for it?
Not yet. We're doing it out live and trying to get the crowd reaction for it, and the crowd is just eating it up. So
I think that we can beep out like beep.
Well, see, there's no cussing in it though.
That's the other. Beep. I think we should talk about putting it out there because I'm getting to that point.
The one thing about that song, there's no cuss words in it.
I know it's the definition.
So it's just the perspective of what the crowd gauges from the song. So what they take from it, I don't cuss on it. I can guarantee I don't cuss because I don't like cussing on stage. I think it's unprofessional.
You actually sent the message to all those naysayers.
Well, yeah. I mean, I wrote the song as a nice way to say something to somebody that says you're never going to make it and never going to go anywhere. And then we just wrote it in a nice way. So everybody picks it up and takes it as they like it.
Now, you're not from the Bronx, right?
No, I'm from Elkton, Maryland, where I was from.
Because if you were from the Bronx, I have another way of saying
How'd you get that accent, though? That's not Maryland.
I moved to West Virginia in 2008, and I was there for 9 years, and I guess I just picked it up from living in Virginia. You're a cowboy. I'm a Southern rocker, really, but...
A Southern rocker? You sound like a cowboy.
Well, I can be.
Where's my horse?
I grew up on a horse farm, so, I mean, my grandfather had a horse farm. We was raised by horses and took care of them, so...
I got a request.
Sure.
You know those naysayers. Somebody asked me, can you do country rock?
It's Southern rock, yeah.
You do that?
Absolutely.
I mean, the hard stuff. You
Or
could-
old school.
Well, we're gonna get to that.
See the
Old
song?
school country
Yeah.
rock.
The song I just did, the Love You Till the End of Time, was actually a Southern rock tune.
More rock.
Oh, you want some heavier stuff?
Yes.
You want rock or you want oldies?
I gotta talk to you because I got something.
Okay.
That I gotta take care of something.
All right.
Because I know you can do this.
Oh yeah, I do any kind of rock. Classic rock, Southern rock, some hard rock. Not too much though. But
And I got a point to prove.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about. But we'll talk about it off stage because I don't want people screaming at me.
All right, let's get Cece
All right.
set up to do another song.
Now you sing rock, don't you?
No, but Josh plays rock. We got to get Josh back out here
I
with
heard
Cece.
in college you used to wear the leather boots and you were a rocker.
I don't know, ask Paul.
That's Paul. Paul, you remember her in college? Why am I asking Paul?
Because apparently I hung out in his fraternity.
Fraternity, but I don't. It was a blur, so I can't admit
Yeah,
that.
a blur. Uh-huh.
I can't
A
admit,
blur.
I
A
can't
blur, you
admit to
said.
anything that happened
A
in
blur.
college.
What are you, a pirate?
It's like,
blur.
it's HIPAA of the fraternity code.
No, HIPAA. We let's take out the music and then we're gonna entertain this conversation off the air. I want to know.
Inquiring minds want to know. All right, whatever CCC, you guys ready? All right, let's do it.
But here we go. We just stepped into the ring again, toe to toe. Tell me, when will this fighting end? Pain, it hurts. It just cuts me like a knife inside. Well, you're wrong. Or will you just leave and hide? You always said that I've let you down so many times, but now you see that all I ever did was try to get your attention for just one little loving word, but now I'm gone and our bridge is about to burn. I don't have to like you, but I love you. You're my flesh and blood. I don't have to like you, but I care of what you're thinking of. I don't have to like you, but I'd miss you if you went away. Oh, please tell me you love me before I fade away. just stepped into the ring again, toe to toe. Tell me, when will this fighting end? Pain, it hurts. It just cuts me like a knife inside. Will you run? Or will you just leave it hide?
And there you have it. The music of CeCe Clevenger. CeCe, just grab your mic and head up there where the camera's already set, actually. We just see what's going on. And what do you have going on locally while you're here?
Right now, we're just getting ready for Nashville, and then, like I said, we have the September 8th gig in Miami. And then I'm also working a little bit on the side, writing music, trying to write a lot more songs so we can get a whole another album come out soon.
Another album?
Yeah.
All right, so your album currently, can we download it on Spotify or Apple Music?
It's on every digital media platform, so it's on Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, Pandora, iHeart. Everywhere that you can download music, my songs are on there. Freedom Hymn and I Don't Have to Like You are on there, and we're going to have a new song coming out in November.
And how do people find your music?
You can just you can look it up on cclevenger.com is my brand new website. So they can go to the website, they can sign up on cclevenger.com with their email, and we're doing free giveaways every day. We're giving a calendar of when the shows are. We have the music already on there. There's a new song on there, as a matter of fact, if they sign up. We have merchandise, we have pictures, we have my whole set list is on there. So if venues are interested in booking me, they can see everything I'm doing as far as music-wise.
Very
So
amazing.
there's still room to negotiate deals and sponsorships and all sorts of good.
Absolutely. We're still looking for sponsorships. We have a package that we can send somebody, and if they're interested, we have a merchandise sponsorship where we can put their name on the back of the T-shirt. Whoever sponsors gets to go right back on the T-shirt with my name. And we're making dog tags. We're making beer koozies or
Beer koozie.
soda koozies or whatever you drink. It don't matter. Beer koozies.
Yeah, you know, beer, you get a dog tag.
Beer koozie.
But we're making new necklaces, 3 C's necklace. So 3 C's in a row is going to be a necklace, and it's going to be inside of a dog tag. So it's pretty cool. A lot of stuff's happening.
Totally different genre. That is awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
Paul, does your son play guitar?
No, we've tried, but he's.
Like, I could totally see Zach doing this, right?
Well, Susan has a guitar that she had when she was 14, 15 years old that's traveled around the country with us in attics and basements.
Does she
Never
play
picked
it?
up. Nope. Nope. It just travels. Every time we got to make sure in the moving truck, it
The
always
guitar
had her
comes?
place.
Nice.
Finally, I had it restrung like 3-4 months ago for me to try and play. And I watched a YouTube video, and I can't get my hands around this. It was awful.
You're
Now
having the
it's sitting
same
in the
problem as
corner.
me. My fingers are too short and round to
Yeah,
get
I got
across the
fat,
fret.
stubby fingers, and I
that's
can't get my hand
You
around.
gotta get a skinny guitar.
I know.
All right, Sally, so let me ask you, what does he tell the naysayers, all those that say he can't do it? Yeah, I'm asking you and your collective.
Oh, absolutely can, which I think I told you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you. I put my heart and soul into it.
I'm hearing.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Whatever you do, you will not make a mistake.
Well, I can't say that, but if I do,
No,
I'll learn.
no.
I'll learn from it.
Regarding your music,
Yes,
I
yes, ma'am.
can't go
Yes,
into
ma'am.
your personal life.
But we,
Just a disclaimer on that.
yeah, we do 110%. We get right
Right.
into it, and everything
Beautiful.
I do, I feel. And if I don't feel it in my heart, I won't do it. So,
That's what I'm hearing.
yes, ma'am.
As far as anything else, I'm not getting any messages. Okay.
We'll get some.
So we want to introduce Sally.
We do want to introduce Sally.
Hi, I'm Sally. My show is Call Me Zena.
I like that segue. CeCe, best of luck. I know you've got another
Thank you.
song to play, so we're going to get that as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Before we wrap up today's, I think one of Freddie's favorites, the hymn.
They're all my favorite.
I know. Hallelujah. I don't know if he does Hallelujah,
Sit
But-
there.
but we've got We got Joey from Coffee News in
Joey
the house
from Coffee
also.
News.
But let's talk to Sally. Sally just brought in this new artwork, and Sally Bernard is the host of Call Me Zena. And we have not really had you on the show in a while since you've started. So give us a little bit of background about you and your show.
Surely. Okay, I'm on every Monday at 3 o'clock. My show is Call Me Zena, and it's a call-in, so I'll be very happy if you guys, when you hear me today, if you have any questions, just call into the show. The number is
888-994.
994
4995.
4995. I'm sorry, I'm a little new.
But let me ask you, what types of questions? You talk to the collective
do.
being
I
whom?
do.
What?
Well, I have a collective. I have a group of people which I did not know in the very beginning, but when I started to paint, they were coming through to me. My background on how I realized that I had some people watching over me is that I had never ever had a lesson in my life. And about 14 years ago, I got a message from my collective at that point to tell me to start. I couldn't figure this out at all, but however, I started to scribble. And as I was doing this, these kind of things were appearing. So I said, okay, there has to be something in this. So I continued, and over the last 15, 16 years, I have about 150 paintings today, Dawn, from my mind. If I start to think about what I'm drawing, it does not happen. But they channel through me and give me these amazing designs. This is just one of about 150 that I have today.
And tell me about the faces. It's funny because I collect faces on jewelry, and I never understood why. You know, people, there was a thing, women would collect skulls, skull jewelry and bones, and I can't. I always collect faces. All my necklaces have faces on them. Okay. And I look at this piece and I see, it feels like home to me because I see all these faces again.
That's very interesting to me because they're just answering a question to me. This is actually, if they were in physicality, but they're in spirit right now, this is somehow what they would look like. I'm having many women, obviously, because a lot of my drawings have women. I have never heard that before from them, so I'm glad that you asked me that.
Of course you have not.
This is some idea of what they would have looked like in what I believe previous lives.
I have a necklace that looks just like that one that's close to you. But this is this is what you and I have.
Well,
so
I was just going to say that,
time.
Dawn. We are totally connected as far as this. I haven't known you many months, but the similarities and the validation that we've had, it has to be, it's not explainable other than that they are helping us communicate here with where I am and where you are. They're giving us advice.
You know, it's funny. I over the years, over 15 years, I've done 4 or 5 spiritual, and they've all been women. Never had a guy. And each one of them, I do Sarah Spiritual on Wednesday. I've done Hallie Elise on a Monday. Each one of them had a different message on what comes forward. And it's interesting to see it develop. Like Sarah today, I've known her 5 years. I've been doing that show. She's been doing it 13 years on the air. One of the biggest names in the spiritual game. Then I got to meet Rose, I got to meet Sally, I got to meet Hallie Elise. And each one had a different calling. But the unique thing is how you view it. See, I sit back and I watch people when they talk to Sally. Like when you walked in, every time you walk in, it's like a pinball machine over here.
There's no coincidences,
like
Freddie. There is no coincidences, even in timing, because actually I was about to come here 2 years ago. I did not arrive 2 years ago. However, I felt that my calling was to be here now.
But you did arrive. You just weren't here.
Yes.
No, 2 years ago.
Well, yes.
You just didn't show up.
I didn't show up, correct. But there was, I believe, very much in timing. And I think the timing was now for me to be here. I'm absolutely certain about that. I feel very comfortable. I love talking about everything that I have here. And you guys are amazing.
Thank you. And what types of questions do you do call-ins? Do you connect with the other side? Are you a type of medium?
Yes, I am a medium. I did not realize this in the very beginning. I knew very little about this 16, 17 years ago, but I've had so much validation, and my biggest validation basically is my art, because I could be blindfolded and I do this. It comes from a different dimension. So yes, I am a medium. With part of the territory was to answer psychic questions, which I did for you this morning. As soon as you walked in, I said you have somebody A around you, which was your father, which was Abe. So it just happens. Can I explain it? Not really. I just know that I am a medium to be able to transfer this information onto you.
And people can call into your show and ask questions.
Yes, I can answer personal questions. I can tell you who's around you, as I did just now. However, I like to talk more at depth about maybe what's happening within the universe, where we go when we depart from here. Are our loved ones around us, the messages that they have regarding maybe what may be happening in the world today. But overall, it's general. I can do most things, but I prefer to go more in depth about what may be happening within the world, what has happened and what has happened before and why.
Now, the people that are around us aren't necessarily our blood family. There can be other members that circulate around us, their spirits?
Yes, absolutely. I have, which they have communicated to me, we have soul families. It could be 10 people, it could be 200 people, but they're the ones that give us the messages. They stay with me, or you, or anybody listening here through our lives. They help us through many different situations that happen here. They never leave us. They, as we do, they may not be with us all the time, but they'll always call somebody in if we have a particular question. I truly believe that they are around us. I've had so much validation on this.
There's always messages. Anyone have a question for Sally?
Anybody want to say?
Can you pick up a mic?
Thank you.
Thanks.
I want to
Prax.
tell you I love you.
Thank you.
And I'm loving your show.
Thank you.
And I love that you're a medium and that
Close
you
the front.
see the other side. So
Close
I
the
just
front
wanted
door.
to say I love you, and really, you're amazing.
I appreciate that.
Do you know
Thank
you have so much love in your eyes?
Thank you so much. It's bringing tears to my eyes. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I see in your eyes all that emotion. You have such a big heart and soul. That's
Thank you.
why you connect to the other side.
Thank you so much.
You know,
My heart
You're so
goes-
beautiful. I love you.
Okay,
Thank you. I love that. You're making
Okay,
me cry.
you ever
Making me
had something, a decision to make whether to go left or right, and something in the back of your head, like a voice, talks to you?
Tell you to take another way home?
No,
like I
they
did
say
last night?
they tell you left or right. Or
Yep.
when they stole my bike, I was going up a hill. I was at the 4-4 joining a football league. I was like 11, and I'm going up a hill, and these guys were coming down, and something told me, turn around, they're gonna steal your bike. And sure as hell, they stole my bike. They stole my bike.
So you didn't listen. You didn't listen.
That was the first time. Another time, I parked my car, and I left my wallet in the car, and I had to decide whether I was gonna go back, and they told me, go get your wallet. They're gonna steal your car tonight. I said, come on. And I was tired. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. In the Heights, you couldn't get a parking.
Thank you so much.
And they stole my car. And they woke me up at 6:30 in the morning. The cop says, what happened? I said, you tell me. They stole your car, but we found it. And they didn't take my wallet.
They just wanted your car.
I'm telling you what happened.
It was empty, Freddie.
No, I had my paycheck in it. Okay, I just had gotten paid. And I should have gotten it, yes. But you ever get that voice in your head that tells you, do something, don't do something, and you don't listen?
Yes, but sometimes I have a hard time deciphering the messages. So Sally, I want to ask you, remember I said to you,
I'm sorry, and I want to. This gentleman here, I met him for the first time, Kenny Love. Oh my God, he's had such an amazing effect on me. He just gave me this rose. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything that he just said to me.
Oh, she don't know Kenny.
I don't know him, but you know what? I'm getting good vibrations, so that's all that matters.
That's good.
Okay.
but sometimes you
I'm
get the
sorry.
messages and you
Dawn,
don't
your question.
know what they mean. And you get validation that there's someone, like your father sends me pictures of tomatoes all the time and bruschetta, and he's just this funny man. I kept telling you my daughter's other grandmother kept coming through and coming through. I don't know
Right,
why.
right.
Yesterday, her name was Doris. Yesterday, someone comes in with a big tray of cookies from where? Doris's. So I know there's a message, and she's making it known, but I don't know what the message is. And clearly it's not the cookies. It was, okay, I'm here again. And it's not my grandmother. It's my husband's grandmother.
Okay. You see, when they try that hard, and I've had it many times, I was very stubborn in the beginning. They had to show me and tell me that I could, they had to show me that there was somebody there, which it was validated very much through my art. When like you're asking me a question now, I'm not sure right now. If you can just word it slightly differently.
What's the message that she's trying to send to somebody?
And it's usually important, so it's very important.
This
that
is important. This has been days now. And finally, I got the cookies yesterday. I know. I'm trying to figure it out.
So, it's to do with the cookies?
No, but her name was Doris, so I know this is the message that it's coming from her.
Okay. It's coming from her.
I had this conversation on the beach this morning. I was on the beach for 2 hours with my good friend Carol. And he told me about a woman he met named Cookie.
There it is.
Yeah, again, I was going to say.
How funny.
Cookie.
And it's like has to do with the
Validation,
beach
yes.
and,
That's
you know,
funny.
just going into the ocean and being healthy and giving yourself a break.
Is that why I should go to
That's
the
who
beach?
Cookie is.
I was
cookie.
by my pool. I was on the pool this morning with a friend of mine. My next door neighbor. My name is Sarah Fillings. Fillings and Cookie.
Sarah. Did you see how he just said
We're all
Sarah?
connected is the
No
point, Don.
coincidence.
Like we're all
We're all
connected.
connected. My daughter's dog is Cookie. Okay, it's the cookies. I
and
get
the fact
it.
that Freddie just mentioned the name Sarah, well, we
Yes.
have a connection too with this. A lot comes through in names. I feel that too, because it's their way of being able to validate to us that what they're telling us is real. And if you hear a name, which again, I keep going back because it just happened here that I got the name just now, through that you know that there's somebody around you. It's not always easy to interpret the messages. Sometimes I can give messages to people and they go, I have no idea what you're talking about. However, a couple of minutes or even a day later, it'll make sense. So it's not always instant, that they will continue to give you the messages. As I have had many times, I was sitting on a train, just to give you an idea, a couple of years ago, there was a hurricane coming here, a bad one we had about 3 years ago in Boca, or 4 years ago. So I decided that I'd get a train out of here, the last one, to Washington. I'm sitting with a lady, and it was an overnight journey, and I didn't particularly want to talk to anybody. I thought I need to sleep when I arrive in Washington. They would not leave me alone. They kept saying to me, I have a message for this lady. I had no idea who she was. I proceeded to be able to give her, they gave me her first and last name. So that was validation for me, also for the lady. So she listened, and I said, okay, I have a message. You're going through a very unhappy period in your life. Didn't want to do this, but they continued. Be very careful on how you proceed. My chair was broken. I decided to move to another seat on the train. There was very few seats. I go to another seat. I'm sitting there, and I literally hear, feeling someone banging on my head. I'm going, please leave me alone. But they wouldn't. So I then go back to the seat that I was sitting in, and I proceeded to tell this poor lady everything that was going to happen during the process of her getting a divorce.
Oh, geez.
She thanked me very much. Didn't know if she believed it. However, a couple of weeks later, she calls me because she had my phone number, and she said, Sally, everything you told me was so important. Thank you so much. She knew how to handle her divorce at that point.
Wow.
I was just the messenger. I wasn't even ready to do that, but they will not leave you alone when it's important.
They got something to say. Gotta listen.
It's funny. Sometimes you don't need to know the why. You just need to know it's there. You know, a lot of people feel the whys, and you don't realize it until time has passed. Like I always say the same thing. I wish I had known Paul when my parents were alive. Would have made my life a whole lot easier, and would have explained to me a whole lot of other things. And he's in the financial business. I was in the financial business as well, but when you're too close to the flame, you don't see it. And sometimes you meet people along your journey, and they fill in the whys. You just have to be able to see and hear at the same time. And that's a tough trick. You know, some of us are at a different plane and we can hear it and see it, and others, they need some help to get there. But consciously, you're there. And I want to also introduce you to our friend here.
Joey from Coffee News.
From Coffee News. Joey has his Coffee News has been, I was told, it's everywhere.
How you doing, Joey?
Okay, hanging in there.
You got the next edition?
Yeah, just put it out, fresh off the press.
All right, fresh
Now
off the
we
press.
do our
Just
morning.
grab that mic.
we
We're
do
gonna
our
put
mo-
him on A4, you guys.
We do our morning show talking about the trivia and everything else in there, and you can get information about horoscopes, and you get information about what's going on in Boca just by being in there. And Joey has been going through some tough times recently with his wife and his hip, and I mean, it's like this guy's like the straw man. He has all these different ailments that creep up on you when you least expect it.
Yeah, currently I'm dealing with my mother.
And now mom is in the fold.
I don't think I've ever seen Joey's face.
No, that's one of the reasons I wear it a lot, because my wife has a lot of pre-existing conditions. She just had surgery like 2 weeks ago. My mother is in the hospital. She's about to have surgery and then sent to a rehab center. So I'm having contact. So I'm out in the street.
Got a lot going on.
Now you got to deal with your mom and her situation, everything that's going around. And I'm going to introduce you to Paul, because this man can probably help all the things that are going on in your life and give you choices.
No, okay.
You know, in life, sometimes you don't need answers, you need choices, and you have to pick what path to take. But this is one of the few guys that I recommend highly, and I think it's no accident that you're here today, because we haven't seen this man for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. No. Things that happen in regards to just mentioning that. I mean, I'm on the road. I've always been on the road for around 25 years. And one of the things is just in regards to that little voice is just driving. You know, it's like
you hear a lot of
going
voices.
to a certain point, it says, don't go here and go around. It's happened to me lots of times. I go around when I'm coming back, there's police cars and all that. I said, oh, if I would have taken that route, this would have happened. So, yeah, it is out there. I've seen it, and I've dealt with it myself. So call it karma, call it whatever you want, but it's out there. So
it's funny, until it affects you personally, you don't hear the voices.
The voices?
And then once you hear the voices and you start paying attention, it sort of changes the direction of where
You
you're
don't
going.
know. Last night they told me to take another way home. So I get on 95 and I never do.
You have too many voices.
And the rain comes. I'm telling you, I'm like Sybil with the voices in my head.
You're like Sybil's
I don't even know who to listen to, but they're all there.
Who's coming home today?
He's another voice.
He's that other voice, exactly.
He goes to the door and says, who is
He doesn't know. He's like, what? He looks at my face. He goes, good day, bad day. What voice? Who's walking in the door?
that's interesting. Yeah, because I used to be a licensed clinical social worker for the Commonwealth of Mass.
Of course you
I
were.
knew folks who had voices, but we used to give them Thorazine and things like
You were
that.
locking them up. You were locking them up if they heard voices.
You were depressing the voices.
Okay.
You were bringing the voices down.
I got Lynette and I got CC with music, and these poor guys are hanging out with me.
Lynette is another one with many voices. A lot of personalities.
They're all lovely voices.
Speak to Steve. He will tell you exactly the same thing. I'm apparently 3 different people.
You and
Sally
JC
Ann,
Dreesen.
Sally, and
30
Zena.
people, you said?
3.
He tells me I'm 3 different people. Sally Ann, Zena, and Sally. So I totally relate.
That's what JC Dreesen. She's JC. She's Jill, and then she's her third, Jillian, and she's Jillian.
That is just a scary thing. Can you imagine waking up and saying, and who are you today?
You know, I got to tell you, I never felt bad for all you guys, but I
we
do.
feel horrible.
I feel
I'm
bad
gonna
for
tell
you and Josh and Mayor and
You gotta light a
Baxton.
whole candle in the corner.
Yeah, I got to tell you what you guys deal with sometimes. On the opposite side, I look at it and think, oh my gosh.
And I gotta tell you, CC is about to go on the road and everything else that he's doing. His wife is gonna go through all
She's
these
amazing, I
trials
know.
and tribulations as well. So there are challenges in everything that we do. Tomorrow is not guaranteed, as Kenny Love will tell you, but they guarantee you one thing: you will be challenged. And you know, this is the way God works. He's gonna give you a challenge, you overcome it, you go down to the next one. But I bet you learn from something you had to overcome. Yeah, I'm talking at you.
They tell me Cece needs to take a lucky something with him.
A
A lucky
horseshoe?
rock, a lucky something. I don't know if Cece, you have something, but it's lucky to you.
I don't really know if the only thing I wear is my Celtic cross around my neck.
Okay, then take it with you.
Yeah.
They're telling me something needs to go with you on
We're gonna
this
give
tour.
CC a bell.
Can I
Yeah.
feel it's a picture, a little picture. Do you have a little picture of somebody that was dear to you?
A picture.
I have a picture of my grandfather.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I feel.
I was wanting to talk to you about that anyway because I was wondering who was
Of course
around
And
me.
there you go.
Your grandfather.
And it's a good
My
thing. It's a good
grandfather's
talk.
around me. That's great.
You know
news.
something? You're about to enter
I
something
think
that
that's why that came through just now.
Yeah.
So that he was able to make his presence to you.
I keep my grandfather very dear to my heart. He was
Do you have a
more-
little picture of him?
I do.
Please take it with you too, along with what Dawn just told you.
Granville. Yes, sir.
Rambo.
Granville.
He passed in 2002. He was born in 1918. So
1918.
He
Yes.
is with you, completely with you.
Sure.
Yes, I agree.
I always
Totally
feel
agree.
it. I always feel it.
Yeah.
I had somebody else tell me one time that my friend Dennis was around me too. He was a guitar player that he was like a brother of mine, and that he was always at my right side. So I have a lot of angels that I know that help me through, because I battle clinical depression and I battle everything every day. And I have my friends and my family, and I'm a sensitive actually for paranormal.
Okay.
So I
that's
feel
interesting.
spirits,
Yeah,
and
so
I
you're
can
like-
tell.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm an empath, so I can feel
Yeah.
that.
Sally's in Monday
We're
morning.
actually feeding
Sally,
off each other, so.
Save that. Save some of that juice for Monday. But I gotta ask you. I gotta ask you a question.
talking
Now
too
that
much.
you've opened up the subject matter, every one of us in this room has a different talent. Everybody in here is touched by their guides, right? Paul
Absolutely.
has his dad. Cece has his. Everybody in here has somebody that the pinky of God touches you. Is that why certain people can sing? Certain people can play the drums?
Yes.
Certain people can be magic with numbers? Certain people are just born salesmen.
Absolutely. A great question. However, the answer that I'm getting is that we bring a lot of these things. Obviously, I believe in previous lives because I've had many validations from that. But we bring some of the talents that we had from a previous life into this world today, into our life. Not all the time, but anything that was like in our last lifetime that we had here on Earth. If you see and you go into, which I think I mentioned on my show, America's Got Talent, some of these little kids today are able to sing like they're 30, 40 years old.
That's right.
Where in the world does that come from?
True.
It's brought over from another lifetime. We don't always choose to do that, but you do see it. You can see it by just switching on the TV.
And you'll be surprised just how much these touches do take effect.
Yes.
You know, all of a sudden you go into a sales mode, or you go into helping somebody understand. These are people in your past lives that are coming in and they're picking on your ear. You know why you have an earlobe?
Let me
Because
see what
your
they
guys
say.
pick on you.
They
They pick
yeah.
on you. I mean, think about it. What
Is
other
that why
animal?
Carol Burnett did that?
That's exactly why she did that. No, he bit an ear, but he gave it back. Did you see the commercial? He gave it back. But that's why you have an earlobe and you have 2 ears. It's amazing that if you understand the concept, you would listen better, because we
Telling
don't
you to
listen.
listen and pull
We don't
right.
listen enough. We just don't, and the answers are always in front of you. Sometimes you need somebody at a higher level. You know, it's funny because Paul is a hidden secret. See, because Paul listens and he hears things, but Paul will never say anything. And if you watch him, when I say a joke, he's the only one that laughs, because he's the only one that gets it. No, because Paul and I are on the same frequency, and I see people around Paul. I see people that pick on Paul. He's very good at what he does. Joey, I think I know him 200 years. Him and I are born salespeople. It's what we do. And forget about the guy over there in the red suit, because he's on a different plane altogether.
I totally feel that.
But he is on such a different
Amazing,
plane
yeah.
that what he does.
And we're sitting next to each other.
That's right. And all you can see is light. And the funny thing is that when I first met this guy, I thought he was nuts. I'm being honest. I mean, no offense, but you know I said you're crazy, remember?
Kenny,
Thank you, Freddie.
we got a new
I love
AC
you,
on
Freddie.
Saturday. And the AC guys, you met them Friday. They said, I'm sure the guy in the red suit's going to be much happier next week when he
Is it
comes
cool?
in. They felt so badly for you
Is
last
it cooler
week.
now? You
I
feel the
it already.
coolness?
I love you so much, Dawn.
That's what they told us Saturday morning. The guy in the red suit's going to be very happy next
so
week.
Much. Yeah, oh, it feels great, by the way, yeah.
It feels better?
Full of love. Cool love.
And your show continues to amaze. He does things for people, lost souls and everything else. And today he's doing Olivia Newton-John. And I said to him, we're going to spin the wheel on this thing because I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm intrigued because Kenny is at a different plane. He's actually purity of heart. He tells you how he feels, to a point that he tells you how to feel a lot, because he wants you to feel his feeling. And that's just his spirit that's pulling on his ear. But everybody in here has a different deal going on at the same time. So you know what happens when you mix all these souls in one room. And
Oh, they're
Sally,
all over the place
I'm
right
gonna
now.
let you take this, because you know in this house, that's why it was built.
Absolutely. And this is no coincidence either that we're sitting to. But I don't believe any of this is a coincidence, that we're all in this room for a reason. Again, we don't always know until we maybe leave here, we get in our car and go, oh my gosh, that was the message. None of this, as far as I believe, is coincidental. Nothing here today.
100%. Now, we were going to put the name, because my partner here, we had this vision about putting the name in front, changing the name. I don't want to change it. I just want to leave it alone. Because don't fix what's not broken.
That's so interesting because...
Talk it to you, Mike. Talk it to you, Mike.
That's so interesting because we know each other for what, 7 months, 8 months. Let's say, I came here a week before, okay? And the reason is someone told me there's a cafe shop right there, a friend of mine, because he's seen the name, Coffee, and he said, go by. So one day I came by about changing the name. And I came by and it was closed. So I said, okay, they probably closed the cafe shop, the coffee shop because something happened. It happens, okay? So I left. I forgot about you folks. But then you went somewhere else and spotted the...
I found the coffee. They went out of business the next week, by the way.
They went out of business a week later.
Yep.
And it was so interesting because then Freddie called me. But I had forgotten. But yeah, I've never told you the story, but it landed up that I landed at the front door and it said coffee something. And I said, okay, they're probably closed. I'll come back.
We had the big banners out front.
Yeah. And it's now that you
and it's
brought
funny
it up.
you say that because I was told to bring the banners in. Again, picking on my ear.
Yeah.
Leave the banners. Leave it alone. Don't fix what's not broken. Ariana Grande and her mother own this place, and you know where she's at. You know something? I'm gonna leave it as is. I don't want to change nothing. All I want to do is I want to raise the lights. I want to get the dance floor going. I want to get the music going. I want to get everybody to come in here, because if you are here today and you can feel what I'm feeling right now, Sally, I'm pretty sure you feel it as well.
Your daughter is right here with you today, by the way.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
It's an amazing, amazing feel. And unless you are here, that's why I'm inviting everybody to
You
come.
can't explain this today.
There's no explaining. There's no, even Paul is smiling. And if you get
He's
Paul
always
to smile,
smiling.
I'm so sorry for your loss. My deepest part of
this is just amazing.
You feel it, right?
Now, I got to get to Kenny because he's going to explode over there.
Kenny.
Kenny's next. He's going to be on at 3 o'clock.
Let's just wrap up the show. Kenny, give us, and then we're going to have Cece do his last song.
This is going to be a really special show because I'm going to show people how I was born Kenny Love. Like, this has been since I was born. And I'm going to love my mom and my dad because that's where it comes from. And I'm also going to love Olivia Newton-John and everyone who has passed unexpectedly. And we only have now. I could pass right now. And like I say at every show, and people are like, oh, no, I have tomorrow. No, we only have now to love each other. So I love you so much, Freddie. Freddie Love is pure love. He's the biggest heart in the world. Dawn Love is pure love. I mean, Dawn, I love your hearts. When you send me hearts, we send hearts back and forth.
Back and forth.
Dawn is the biggest heart in the world. And so I love you so much. So it's going to be a really special show.
It's going to be great.
And we've been working really, really hard to change what we're going to be doing. We're going to be putting together a TV studio and everything else, and we want to break it out hopefully in next week. Gio told me the computers will be ready, and we are going to go to another level. Cece, I'm working on something where you're going to send me some tapes, and we're going to put it on a television outlet.
Yes, sir.
I think it'll help your wife, not you, but help your wife organize what we're going to be doing.
Thank you, Joey.
So I'm going to talk to you to talk to her as well. Paul is going to be doing a show on Tuesday nights. I am excited about this show.
Yeah.
You have no idea of the amount of people that are writing into me. I mean, these are questions of people who are asking me, and once they get to know you, they're going to ask you directly.
I want them to come on down, right? Let's do it
yes,
live.
we could do that too.
We can do it live, absolutely.
Why not? I think that is a home run. Paul's going to bring in some people that he works with and everything.
And I got to introduce, for whatever reason, Susan to Sally. And maybe this makes sense to you, but
Susan's a whole
they're
different,
smacking me in the
that's a
head.
whole different
Susan has to meet Sally for 2 hours now. So
That's a whole different show.
So somehow we got to bring Susan to meet Sally, and
That's
for
a whole
whatever
different
reason, you
kettle of
guys will
fish.
figure that out.
Oh, yeah.
Sally,
Sarah.
when is your show on Monday? I got Sarah
It's
screaming
okay.
at me.
Sarah is another name that I go
It's
under, too.
screaming at me. When is your show?
It's at 3 o'clock on Monday. Call
That's
me
right.
Zena. Call me Zena.
And you know, I used to drink Xena. up in New York back in the day.
Okay.
Remember that?
That's
you
good.
remember that?
That's a
It's
message.
clear malt liquor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can write in, you can call, or you can come down to the studio if you feel comfortable. We're going to set this thing up to go 3-way on this thing, and I'm excited about that.
More to come.
More to come. We have our friends, another friend over there. You want to take us out?
We're going to have Cece take us out to to end the show. A great song. Cece, tell us the name of this song.
This song's called Freedom Hymn. This is for all the men and women and all the military, and especially the ones who sacrifice their lives for our freedoms.
You need a mic.
All right,
he
we're
needs
going
a
to
mic.
Cece. It's all right. We're
All right,
going to
let's
wrap
just
this
keep
up.
going. Okay,
Have
wrap
a
it
great
up. Let's
weekend,
play the
everyone.
music.
Stay safe. Be kind to each other.
Go to
Cece
3.
Clevenger, enjoy the tour. Have a wonderful weekend. Love to Colleen, and we'll see you all Monday
morning.
Monday
Don't
morning.
be late. All right, let's go to CC on 3.
Send this out to my grandfather, Granville. I love you. Well, I see those flags are flying down the back road in the city streets, proudly in their glory. Well, it means the world to me. Thank you, Air Force and Marines, Coast Guard, Army, and Navy. Yeah. Well, America, raise your voices. Hate and crime, it will not pass. If they disrespect our country, we're gonna kick some ass. Thank you, Air Force and Marines, Coast Guard, Army, and Navy. To the men and women, whoa, in our military. 'Cause without y'all, our freedom just ain't free. Thank you, Air Force and Marines, Coast Guard, Army, and Navy. To the men and women, whoa, in our military. 'Cause without y'all, our freedom just ain't free. Thank you, Air Force and Marines, Coast Guard, Army, and Navy. To the men and women, whoa, in the military. 'Cause without y'all, I said without y'all, I said without y'all, our freedom just ain't free. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I love all of our military men and women. Thank you for your service.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.